Hello there guys, Joby1 Kenobi here. This time with a bit of a different kind of video. I've actually got Tekken 8 loaded up for today. I know I said in my last video, my last Smash video, that I'd be playing some Tekken 8, so I wanted to do that today. And for this one, I actually wanted to do things a little differently. I know some of my viewers are probably used to my Smash videos and don't play much Tekken, but if they do play Tekken, that's great too. I would that makes me really happy. This game's really fun. It's a game I've been playing for about 100 hours now. I've got about 100 hours in the game, and it has just been an absolute blast. But one thing I want to do that's a little different than my Smash videos is have a little intro here where I kind of explain some of the basics of Tekken 8 and how it works. So let's go into our practice mode here, and then I'll show you some things that you probably don't know that are a little different from most fighting games. Obviously, this game is 3D, and obviously there are some mechanics that are much different from like your average Street Fighter or things like that. So I wanted to go into practice mode real quick and then give you a quick breakdown of how Tekken works. So here we are in the practice mode, and one thing I wanted to say is I play Yoshimitsu, one of two sword characters in the game. If you guys have watched my Smash videos, you know I love my sword characters. I love characters with a big old sword. I actually have a funny story about why I main Yoshimitsu. Back in the day, back when Tekken 3 came out, I believe, that was my very first fighting game I ever played, was Tekken 3. And that was a long time ago. That was way before I started playing games, fighting games, especially competitively or anything like that. So when I played it back then, it was just me mashing on the, on the pad, just playing with some friends, having a good time. But yeah, Tekken 3 was in fact my very first fighting game. So Tekken does have quite a bit of history with me. It was my introduction to fighting games and why I love them. Even though I haven't played a Tekken game in a very, very long time. I played Tekken 3 obviously as my first, and then I've like touched other Tekken games, but never owned a Tekken game. That's never happened. In fact, when I played Tekken 3 back in the day, it was from a friend. I played with a buddy of mine who had a PlayStation 1. I went over to his house and we played Tekken 3, just, again, mashing on the buttons, not doing anything special or anything crazy, no combos, no nothing. We were just having a good time together. But yeah, so Tekken 3 was the first, and Tekken 8 is the very first Tekken game I've ever owned. All the Tekkens in before I've never really been all that interested in because Yoshimitsu, the character I main, and the very first character I picked up when I did play Tekken 3 back in the day, he never really had a good design, I'll be honest. I've looked at all his designs throughout the games, and they never hit home to me, and I was like, oh man, if I want to play Tekken, I want to play Yoshimitsu. I love how he looked back in Tekken 3, I love how he played. Such a cool character, especially as a casual. Most casuals love Yoshimitsu just because of how he looks. I mean, he's a cool samurai-looking guy with a sword in a cast of characters that only use their fists. I mean, how cool is that, So yeah, so Yoshimitsu always spoke to me as the character I wanted to play, and that is still true even today. Gosh, what, 5 generations of Tekken later, we're at Tekken 8. So yeah, I'm playing Yoshimitsu in Tekken 8, and will continue to do so. I will probably not be playing any other characters, unlike I do with Smash, where it's kind of, I wouldn't say easy to pick up other characters in Smash, but it's possible, unlike in Tekken where characters have an insane amount of moves. It's very difficult to pick up more than one character in this kind of game. Yoshimitsu has, by the way, 193 moves, which is an insane amount of moves, even compared to other fighting games. Yeah, this man has just an insane amount of moves to him, and I don't know why. He has a bunch of stances too. If you know what stance characters are, he has a bunch of stances too. And so he has his regular moves while he's just out and about, and then he can go into stances like this or like this or like this, and then he has a whole new set of moves that he has access to. So there is that, and that's probably a big contributor as to why he has so many moves in this game. But yeah, so I can't really play any other characters besides this guy, but I have no problems with that. I love this guy so much. Okay, so to start things off here, one thing I wanted to quickly point out that is different from most fighting games. Well, this fighting game has highs, mids, and lows as attacks. Every attack is labeled as a high, a low, or a mid. So there's that. But unlike most fighting games, where mids can be blocked by just crouching or standing up, it doesn't matter how you block it. As long as you're blocking in general, it'll block a mid. In this game, if your opponent is crouching, then you will get hit by a mid. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, if your opponent is crouching, they will a high attack, an attack labeled as high, will actually go right over their heads. So it'll just straight up miss. So if you see some attacks miss while I'm playing, that's probably what happened. The opponent was probably crouching or doing an attack that puts them in crouch. So like this, where you see how I went low to the ground like that. I do count as crouching during that status. So if Kazuya here would have hit me with a high, then it wouldn't have hit me because I was so low to the ground like that. So that's something to keep in mind with Tekken is that how that hit property kind of thing works. A bit different than most fighting games, but I really like it. I think it's very intuitive. So in Tekken 8, there is another mechanic I want to talk about, and it's universal to every character. Every character has a heat activation and a heat smash, and what that is this button right here. So that's me activating heat right there, and you'll see that there's a bar underneath my health bar, that blue bar right there that's counting down. That is my heat. That means my character is in heat. I gain access to new moves I didn't have before, and when it goes away just like that, I go back to normal. Also, when I activate heat, there is one kind of attack called a heat smash that, again, everyone has. It'll remove your character from heat, but it'll do that pretty cool looking attack. Even gets a nice little, kind of like a zoom in effect on the camera there. And that deals a good amount of damage and is very safe on block. So there is that. The other mechanic that everybody has is a rage art. Let me go ahead and activate that real quick. Rage, player rage, there we go. So now I'm in rage, and if you've played Smash, you've seen Kazuya in Smash, you know he also has a rage drive, it's called. So when he starts glowing red, he gets more damage on his attacks. That's true with my character as well. I deal more damage while I'm enraged. Again, this is true for every character. So long as your health bar is red like this, you are enraged. You'll know when you are enraged if you can see it on Kazuya's side of his health bar. There's like a little notch on his health bar there. Once you get below that health bar, that point on the health bar, you will be enraged. So you'll do more damage with your attacks, and once you get there as well, you can spend your rage by using a rage art, which is basically like your super. It's almost like a final smash, like in Smash. So I'll show that off right now. So you get this really cool, nice looking attack that deals a lot of damage. Really like the way Yoshi's looks. I think it's super sick. Not only that, but another property about that rage art is that when you activate it, you have super armor, so no attack can go through that. Once you've activated rage art, that attack is this, like that's just, that hit right before, when it hit Kazuya right there, that's just gonna happen, right? As long as, it can be blocked though, so if your opponent is blocking, they can get a huge punish if they read your rage art. And another thing about rage art is that it actually does more damage the lower your health is. So that is something to keep in mind there. So if I'm like on a sliver of health, it's gonna do an insane amount of damage. Whereas right now, I think it does the minimum amount of damage since I'm in training mode. I believe it's 55 damage or something like that. Yeah, so. And speaking of damage, just as I mentioned, 55 damage there. Every character in the game has 180 health. There's no characters with more or less health. Every character in the game has 180 health. So do keep that in mind when I mention any damage numbers. So that was all the mechanics I wanted to talk about, or most of the mechanics I wanted to talk about as in Tekken 8 as a whole. As we play the game, I'm sure there's going to be a mechanic or something I forgot, and then I'll explain it once we see it on screen. But the mechanics I want to talk about right now are for my character, Yoshimitsu. He has an insane amount of moves, as I mentioned previously, and there are different ways to get access to those moves. As I mentioned previously, he's got his stances, but there's also moves that get powered up when he puts his sword away, so just like that. So when I put my sword away, sometimes my jab will do more damage. You'll notice it did 31 there, but when I have my sword out, it did 27. See that? So when I have my sword away, some of my sword attacks will do more damage. He'll bring out his sword again, and then he'll do more damage, and then he'll also, you can't see it because my health bar is full, but he'll also gain some health from that as well. Not much health, very little health in fact, but it is something. So he'll get a bit of a life steal, as we call it. Like that. And then when I have my sword put away, yeah, that's just the mechanic. So you'll see. In fact, you'll notice it when when some life. You can kind of see the life coming from out of the character, the enemy character, into my character. Let me try to showcase that. You see that? Those like little red orbs that came out of the opponent and then came into me? Yeah, that's when I get some lifesteal. So you'll know it when it happens because it's kind of like you got a nice visual for it. To touch on his stances as well, as I mentioned, I can just kind of go into stances whenever I want, just like this, or I can transfer into a stance from an attack. So, for example, this move right here is a nice little attack here. Great for poking, has some crazy good range, so I use this move a lot. See how, I mean, look at how far I was, and that second attack hit him, so it's got some crazy range, but what I can do is I can transfer into another stance from that attack. So the stance that I can transfer into is called Manji Dragonfly. It's where I start flying with my sword and looking a little silly here. So with that, I can choose to do that, so I don't have to do it. See? So you'll notice I just decided not to do it right there, but if I hold up on my controller, bam, I transfer into this, and then I get access to new moves like this. And one thing I wanted to touch on here in Tekken 8 is how you mention moves, or how moves are called, is a little different from Smash. In Smash, it's kind of like, it's very intuitive, right? You got your side Bs, your up Bs, down Bs, up smash, and you know what I'm talking about when you say that. I mean, up B, for example, is literally just the button on the controller plus a direction, right? Very intuitive, very easy to understand. For Tekken, it's a little different. Things are numbered based off of... yeah, they're numbered. So let me try to give you an example here. So this attack right here, this is just my normal jab. You'll notice Yoshimitsu uses his left hand to attack, so we call that a 1. If in Tekken, you control your character's left hand, left foot, and right foot, or left leg, right leg. You get the idea. So and that's numbered, and we'll assign each of those each limb, that's the word. I don't know how I forgot the word limb for a second there. But we'll assign each limb to a number. So left hand is 1, right hand is 2, left leg is 3, and then right leg is 4, like that. So, and on the controller, if you're using an Xbox controller, it's gonna be 1 is X, 2 is Y, 3 is A, and 4 is B. If you're using a PlayStation controller, it's going to be 1 is square, 2 is triangle, 3 is X, and then 4 is circle. I hope that makes sense. I'll try to put up a diagram saying like what goes where. Maybe I don't. You know what? I'm not going to subject myself to that. I probably won't do that. I'm not that good at editing to do something like that. But I hope you understood what I was trying to say there. And then for directions, this one's pretty intuitive, thankfully. Up is up, you know. Down forward is down forward. Down forward meaning pressing down and forward at the same time. So a great example is my down forward 1. So down forward 1 is a really good poking move. It can lead into other things like that. Down forward 1 is me pressing down forward, and as I mentioned previously, a square on my controller, and I'm controlling my left hand there, see? Oh yeah, and you probably want to know which controller I'm using. Right now, I am not using a PS5 controller, though I am playing on the PS5. I am actually using a Victrix controller. I will flash a bit of that on the screen, a picture of that on the screen, I should say, to show you which controller I'm using. I really like it. The only criticism I have for it is that it doesn't have rumble. I love rumble when I play fighting games especially, and the fact that it doesn't have rumble makes me very sad, but every other thing about it is really cool. So I use the Victrix. It's very comfortable, and it's a very nice controller. But yeah, that's, I think, everything I wanted to say about the mechanics of the game. The last thing I'll talk about is not mechanics, but is how I'm going to go about this Tekken series. I will actually be playing ranked. I have never played ranked for Tekken 8. I have specifically avoided it, despite the fact that I have about 100 hours in this game. I've been playing quick matches and single-player content and stuff like that. Mostly quick matches, to be honest. And training mode, of course. So I've been doing that, but I've specifically avoided ranked because I wanted to save it for you guys. I actually wanted to record myself playing ranked. Probably not the best idea because talking and playing does make you play a little worse. If you've never recorded a video before, it's kind of just how it goes. It's very hard to focus on 2 things at the same time, but I wanted to do it because I felt like it would be nice. So you guys can see my entire ranked experience, and I would love to have the whole thing recorded. So anytime I'm playing ranked, I would like to record all of my videos, or a video while I'm playing ranked. I'll never play ranked without recording until I get stuck on a rank. Like I found the rank that I can't get past, like let's say Fujin or something like that. That's one of the names of the ranks in this game. So I'm gonna try to do that. I will try. Well, I definitely will not play ranked unless I'm recording until I get stuck on a rank. So that's the goal for this series. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you know what? Let's just jump right into it. Alrighty, so here we are, my first ranked match ever. We've got a King. Very Tekken 3 matchup we have here. Yoshimitsu and King. We got Fallen Destiny. He's on his promotion match. Okay, so this guy might be pretty decent. But, to be honest, because of how long I've been playing, I might be almost kind of smurfing a little bit on accident. Not intentionally, but... Oh, he tried to go for the crouch grab there, which is why I didn't hit. Gonna go for a launch here. Hopefully get him to the wall. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go for that. Okay, he doesn't budge, so he's actually blocking mids and highs there. But just some nice jab checks, and then I'll finish off that first round. So there we have it. Justin Table League. I just noticed his name. Oh, that was a great crouch, actually. Yeah, if I go for that that double 2-2 right there, you can actually crouch into the second hit and punish me. I don't think he knew that, though. Uh-oh. Here come the king grabs that I don't know how to break yet. Okay. Sometimes you just mash 1 and 2 and it works. Spinaroo, yeah, I need that. Smack, that's a power crush. That means I have super armor on that attack. Yeah, when a character glows white like that, that means you can you have power armor, or which super armor essentially. And then he tried to rage art, and I just gave him a nice punish with a grab, because that's guaranteed. You cannot break out of a grab if you grab someone out of a armored move, which a rage art is. Uh-oh. So that's his heat, activating his heat. I got smacked with that. That is a 1-2 break. Oh, shoot. The guard break. That was actually really good. But he didn't give me a huge punish, thankfully. I break out of that grab because I don't want to get grabbed. I'm going to give him some lows, see if he blocks. Okay, he's starting to learn. Oh, I'm on the verge of death here. Heat smash. Unbreakable grab. Yeah, I'll take that. Very nice. I might be dead. Yep. Whoops, I tried to get a little fancy, forgot he was in Rage Art, could absolutely just ignore any mix-up I was going to give him, and then just press the Rage Art button. So, I lose that round, that's alright, I'm up 2-1. Okay, launch. There we go. I might mess up the combo here. Yeah, that's right, yeah. He was a little far from me, so that third hit wasn't going to hit. Go low. Oh, okay, good mid get up. Yeah, in this game, when you're on the ground, you have a lot of options to get off the ground. Like that. See, he did it again. A mid get up, which is like he does a mid attack while trying to get up. Oh, right, rage art. He's been rage arting very often when he's at low health, so I gotta start reading that and then just punish accordingly, because if you whiff a rage art or get your rage art blocked, then I can pretty much do whatever I want. Smack, there we go. I knew he was going to keep mashing at the end there. I even got a trophy there for that. Because again, this is in fact my first ranked match. So, yeah. Hopefully he gives me the rematch. We shall see. He did. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. I was so afraid that he would not rematch me. Just how it goes in a lot of fighting games. People don't like to rematch sometimes. But in this game, it's a little more incentivized because every time you go into a match, you can only do a best of 3. You can't do any more rematches after that. So players are a bit more incentivized to actually do the best 2 out of 3. Oh, I got the side grab there. Let's go. You get different grabs depending on what direction you hit the opponent. He's gonna rage art, and I did. I called it out, and I didn't attack anyway. What's wrong with me? But yeah, if you hit someone, like if you grab someone from the side of them or from the back of them, it'll actually give you a different grab, and it's pretty cool. Okay, you got me. I'm just gonna activate heat there. Yep, and then smack. There we go. When I activate heat, I am plus on block, so I'm plus 1 frame on block there, so I had the advantage for sure. There we go. That's a counter hit launcher, which means I get a full combo if you press the button, which he did. That's an unblockable. You see that little break there? He tried to do something. There we go. He's gonna Rage Art. Yeah, see, now we're calling it out. Now we're calling it out. I'm gonna grab him, because like I mentioned previously, it's guaranteed. If you grab any attack that has super armor on it, then that grab is guaranteed and cannot be broken out of. Oh, activating heat. He might do heat smash immediately. He doesn't. Okay, he's a bit more patient. A lot of new players will do that. Just do heat smash, activate heat, their heat, and then heat smash immediately. Okay, there's the heat smash. Oh, and that's unbreakable. I actually cannot break that grab. So that was good on him to go for that. I'm gonna activate my heat right now, because I am a little behind. There we go. And then I'm gonna run up, he's gonna Rage Art. Yeah, now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. I'm picking up on his habits. There we go, and that should be the end of the set. So very nice first set I got there. Where am I on the ranks? Hey, I even ranked up a little bit. I got second Dan. Very cool. So we've got ourselves another set here, this time with Hwarang. I do have a bit of experience with this matchup because I do have a buddy of mine who plays Hwarang, and yeah, so I know a little bit about it. This guy likes to pressure you a lot. A lot of his attacks are plus, so you kind of just have to hold back for a little bit. Okay. Trying to learn his low habits when he decides to go low. Oh, okay, that was that super armor move I was talking about. He's got that. Let's go for a low here. That's just guaranteed. He couldn't do anything about that. That's a classic setup there. There we go. Unbreakable grab. So that may seem a little cheap because that grab is unbreakable, but you can actually duck it. You can duck it and then punish me pretty hard. But a lot of people don't know that. Okay, got him on the timing there. Gonna go for something a little different. Okay, smacked him with a little low, that's it. Looks like he's not going for lows very much, so I'm gonna try this. Okay, now he's starting to block low. I started to, you know, condition him a little to start blocking low a little more, and then I go for my mid, just like that. Heat smash. I mean, I was plus on a block even if you block that. Oh, connection's going a little wonky. This is a Wi-Fi match. Probably should be only taking LAN matches from now on. I am wired, for anyone wondering. But he is not, as you can see in the bottom right there. It'll let you know if someone's wired or not on the bottom right. You can kind of see that little like Wi-Fi signal. That means he's on Wi-Fi. And to know if they're wired, it'll actually be bars instead of you'll see like bars instead of that like arc kind of symbol there. I'll show it off when I fight someone else who is actually wired in. Another unbreakable grab. Oh, but he jab checks me that time. That was good. That was good. Yeah, he's staying on the ground. He's gonna Rage Art, hopefully. Okay, no, he's not. In fact, he hasn't even activated heat yet. Very nice. Okay, he got around on me. Very nice. So, interesting. He's not using his resources very much, so I think I can kind of get away with being a bit more aggressive here. Oops. That was kind of buffered. That's all right. Could have gotten a full combo. Or, yeah, a full combo there, but I kind of buffered that option. That's a punish. Nice, nice. Okay. Like I mentioned previously, you just kind of have to hold block sometimes. I'm gonna try this. There we go. Okay, yep, that's my Rage Art. I want to get out of that corner, and I still have heat, so he might wake up Heat Smash, and we'll see if he does. I might need to hold block. Yep, that's exactly what he did. Press the wrong button. That's okay. I'm gonna smack him. Oh! Oh, double KO! That's such a good trade for me because I was in the lead there. I had the round lead, so I actually ended up winning the set because when you double KO, both players get a round. And since I was one round away from winning, I just won anyway. Oh, that's awesome to get a double KO. I love getting that. It feels so satisfying. Okay, this is my promotion match, so I gotta be on my toes here. Let's go for a low. I've stopped throwing out lows as much. Yep. Lows do beat heat activation, so. There we go. So sometimes if they try to go for an armor move, you can do that. And that's bad breath. That's unblockable. So he just ran into that. A lot of people do that at these lower ranks, so I throw it out. I should be throwing it out a bit more often, to be honest. I want out of here. Oh, wait. I didn't get out of here. Ooh, not a good trade for me. I'm gonna Rage Art, because I notice he's been mashing a little too much, and I get him a little comfortable doing that, so I should be doing some Rage Arts and heat activations a bit more often, I think. There we go, nice. Yep, and just like I mentioned previously, he tried to mash, so I hit him out of that because I was positive on block. There we go, one more low. Mad damage, because that's guaranteed. Hey, okay, and again with a little charge jump there. Funnily enough, that attack I just did to win the round, I have no clue how to do that. I do that on accident. I have to look that up because I genuinely don't know how to do that attack, but I just know that it comes out while you're running. That's all I know about it. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope you guys really enjoyed this first episode of Tekken 8 ranked matches. It was a lot of fun for me, and I can't wait to keep climbing the ranks in Tekken 8. This game is super fun to play, and I hope it's super fun for you guys to watch, especially with my main Yoshimitsu. So yeah, if you did like it, feel free to hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below to see, just to say, you know, what you liked about the episode, or if you got any tips for me. Like I mentioned previously, I am kind of new to Tekken, so if you got anything, you know, insightful that you want to say about Tekken 8 that I don't know, that I probably don't know about, then go ahead and feel free to comment that down below. Excuse me. And yeah, that'll be it for today's episode, guys. Thank you again for tuning in. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.